start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. To throw is Daniels. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
To the air goes Daniels. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 35. The rookie from LSU leading this offense well. A good throw there leads to a 1st down. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Zach Ertz, the man in motion. Running on 1st down, Eckler. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Throwing now is Daniels. This to McLaurin out on the left side. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 13-yard line. The Washington passing game dialed in now. It's a 1st down. Give the rookie another one on this opening drive and a 1st down with it. A nice start, Charles, for the first-year passer. He's come out, made a few plays, nice plays to begin this contest.
He certainly has. And if he finishes off this drive with a touchdown pass, I vote we don't call him rookie anymore. We'll move him right to veteran and continue from there.
Up the middle with Eckler. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on 1st down.
From the 6 now on 2nd and 3. They'll run for the first time here with Brian Robinson. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
On 3rd down, here's Eckler. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the 1st down as he's tackled at the 2. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, That's a big-time pickup right there, and I'd go right at him with another momentum play. I'd go quickly and attack them because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on third down.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Now Daniels. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Commanders put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Those are the drives that prove a lot. You got a rookie quarterback, Charles. You're on the road, takes him down, throws the touchdown pass.
And in a game like this, with, as you described, a rookie quarterback, the team usually says, okay, we got to take care of this guy. We got to protect him. But when he goes out and plays like this on the first drive on the road, he doesn't have to say, I'm here to be your leader. They just need to follow him.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line. 1st and 10, right at the 30. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
And trying to get it to Samuel, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Martin. Down the sideline he goes. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, we went from scoreless to 13-0 in a hurry.
Off a touchdown offense by getting one on defense. If they keep that effort up, you'll take the other sideline out of this one very quickly.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. This is Jennings. And they'll get to it right away at the 40. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down. But no matter your experience level as a quarterback, you throw an interception on that first drive, maybe a little shaken up. Nice response there to get their first down.
I think you make an excellent point. I don't care who you are. You throw an interception, it's going to get to you.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Purdy from the gun. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Purdy. Everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked off by Quan Martin. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's third and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
Now a give running left is Eckler. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Here now 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. Here's Daniels.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there.
That is Nick Bosa from out on the edge who worked his way in for the sack. That's a step in the right direction defensively here because you're facing this sizable deficit. They're going to need more plays like that. A good sack, though. Good effort there.
And what you're hoping is, as you said, a step in the right direction, and that means it's something to build on. So you get the first one, and hopefully that can ignite them, and now they can make a few more plays and get back into this game.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
Now Purdy.
Gets this one to Juszczyk.
And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defense.
Purdy will set up to throw it here.
That's complete to the tight end, Saubert. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Again, it's Purdy to throw it.
Pressure comes, and down he goes.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Here's 3rd and 10. Purdy looking to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Not many boos just yet from this home crowd, but they may be starting soon as I'm starting to detect an uneasy murmur through this crowd. This offense, they've been lifeless in this first half. And now here's another punting situation and a 4th down.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away.
Back deep here, Jamison Crowder. That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Eckler, they run left side. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
Excellent effort defensively. Tackle for loss goes to Leonard Floyd.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on.
Daniels looking to throw.
He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Daniels. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go in. 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 20. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple.
Back to throw, Purdy.
Taking a shot for Samuel. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
We're trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Samuel in motion. Here's Purdy. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
They'll send a receiver in motion left.
Once more, Purdy looking to throw. Back to Deebo Samuel for consecutive catches.
Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
Shotgun now with Purdy.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. The big fella.
And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Wow, this one, it is getting out of hand early. They add a pick-6 to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the first half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders is not just because they scored a touchdown on a pick-6. It's because they're pitching a shutout in this one. Every defender's dream.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out. 30-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
But this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
He'll fire this deep for Ayuk.
And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception.
Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste.
That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
The 49ers going to have the football and trailing on the scoreboard as we get back underway on EA Sports. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Purdy now to throw.
This one caught by Kittle.
And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that they're very many trash cans that got kicked over that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Now he's got it.
And the 49ers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing here, Purdy.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action, maybe throwing it.
McCaffrey will get into the end zone for a 49er touchdown. No CD, there didn't seem to be much resistance there down near the goal line.
Yeah, partner, from what I saw there, not a real good job of matching up defensively because to me, they look like they were just in their base 3-4 package. You need bigger bodies in there in a goal line type situation. The 3-4, fine between the 20s, but not down here when you're guarding your end zone.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
From the 31, here's 2nd down and 2.
Back to throw. Daniels. Flushed out right.
Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted.
And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
He'd been having a good day so far, but I think he got a little overzealous on that one. Still young in this league. Has to learn to try not to do too much on an individual play because, as we all know, sometimes less is more. And throwing away is preferable to making the big mistake.
Throwing to start the drive. Purdy. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner.
And the Commanders are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Atlanta, Georgia's the spot, and glad to have you along for the ride. 3rd quarter action, 2nd and 10.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
That's going to be caught downfield by McLaurin.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25. They'll try the right side with Eckler, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
To throw is Daniels.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And that ball popped free. We can hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
Daniels from the gun on third down.
Got a man. It's Brown. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first. A give. Eckler running to the right. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. 3 quarters have come and gone. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ball and the lead as we start the 4th. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Working out of the gun, Daniels. Slings this deep for McLaurin. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Going for the knockout blow right there. I think if I'm up 2 scores, I'd be worried about an interception, but playing this way is what got them this lead. So you may as well ride it out to the end.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Throwing now is Daniels. And that's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
And that is no good. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game. Now this one now not over yet, Charles. You've got a sliver of hope on that other sideline.
You certainly do, because that would have made it a 3-score game, and that probably would have been curtains at that point. But now if they can get down the field quickly and somehow get the ball back one more time, we may have a different ball game.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And incomplete on the deep ball.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Throwing middle, and it's complete. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
And as a quarterback, you're always pleased when you can use all the weapons at your disposal. Here he spots his fullback underneath, gets the completion right there for a nice pickup.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down. A nice safe throw and a good one.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And he is going to have a Niners first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
A lot depended on the spot there, and he got it, but it wasn't by much, was it? I remember Coach Madden talking about, depending on which foot the official used, that would tell you whether you had the first down or not. You want that upfield foot to be the one that spots the ball, don't you?
And you and I have the luxury of a couple extra views here in the booth, and he did get it, but not by much. So the completion results there in 9 yards, and that'll give him a short yardage situation here for 2nd down.
Out of the gun, Purdy.
That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the 49ers have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. We may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And, partner, except for those on the West Coast where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about...
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And a nice return, but he's going to pay for it as they knock him down hard at the end.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
Now it's 2nd and 10. To the air goes Daniels. He'll get this out wide to Eckler.
Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Now Daniels.
And that's caught inside the 35. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first.
Ready, set. Let's
The handoff, it's Eckler. Touchdown, Washington! Austin Eckler, 32 yards. And the Commanders have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this fourth quarter. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, here in the late stages of the fourth quarter as they try to put this one away.
And, Brandon, when they watch the film after this week, they'll be very proud of every rep if they close this game out. Just a few snaps remaining. They can't relax just yet.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Purdy to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
That was one they needed to connect on. They're down, but not quite out. So you have to figure, with under 2 minutes to play, they need to hit on something in very short order.
Here comes 2nd down. Purdy to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. The 2 timeouts still remaining, but scoring quickly, a must. It's 1st and 10. Here's Purdy. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Jonathan Allen, the former first-round pick, getting in there to bring him down. Here's 2nd down. Throwing, Purdy. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Jonathan Allen in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. A big play needed, no doubt. 3rd and long. Here's Purdy to throw. Winds up and lets it go for Samuel. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, this is getting close to a no-win situation now. They've got one final shot. They're on their end of the field, and it's 4th and long. This might require a little extra razzle-dazzle to get it done.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. To throw is Purdy. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Well, they need to score, and score quick. 1 timeout remaining. Final minute, 1st and 10. Oh, he'll look downfield for Kittle. And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete.
Just a difficult situation to be in here in the final minute. Down 2 scores, you know you need some providence from somewhere. They're going to keep firing away till the end, but this one falls incomplete.
Purdy will set up to throw it here.
And his throw here is incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely four-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Purdy will look to throw again here.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. That one looks like he'll throw here. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the Niners are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
This is 1st and 10.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Taking a shot for Samuel. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Give him big credit for his coverage right there because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Purdy from the gun.
And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Good clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3 and out.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down.
Purdy looking to throw.
And off his back foot, he'll heave this one deep. That is incomplete.
I certainly like the idea. You're down on their side of the field. Get your big play guy involved. That time, they put one up for him to see if he can pull it down in the end zone, but the coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
Purdy with one final shot here. Winds up and lets it go for Samuel.
And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game.
So a victory here for the Commanders.
And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one.